Joining me now is Jenny Dietzel. She owns and operates Natural Offering, and she holds a doctorate in natural health and teaches workshops and classes all over. Welcome to the show, or should I say welcome back to the show, Jenny?
Thanks, Wendy. It's great to see you again.
Yes, wonderful to see you. So today we're talking about allergies. And first, I guess I'd love to define what are allergies, why do they happen? If you could speak to that first, it'd be great for our listeners and viewers.
Right. Well, there's a lot of different kinds of allergies that people have. And so there's a whole variety of those. But when we look at why the body is reacting to things, then we see that there's got to be something out of balance in the body. Because why does this person sneeze with a cat and this person doesn't sneeze with a cat?
Mhm.
And what I have found very often is a lot of times the level of Roundup that we're getting in our diet from glyphosate. That's all of your GMO crops, your corn, your wheat.
Mhm.
That stuff tears up your gut lining
Mhm.
and then allows strange large particles to get into your bloodstream. It kind of poisons you, but that
Yeah.
sort of tears your body down a little bit and makes it a little weaker than it was before. And so
Mhm.
you've got your body like, oh, we're over here reacting to this food that we've had, or this toxin in our environment that's coming into our bodies. And so your body is amped up and like trying to fight it and trying to rebalance from that, the effects of that. And
Mhm.
then you have this normal, oak pollen or whatever that hits your nose, and your body's like, man, we are already we're freaking out over here. And your
Right.
histamine levels are already high. That has to do with when your body encounters like an injury or an illness, the inflammation levels spikes in your body, and that's so that you can start cleaning up and working on it and making yourself healthy again. But a lot
Mhm.
of people stay in that inflammatory response for a long time, and that's kind of where you go into like autoimmune stuff, where
Mhm.
it never resets, it never comes back down to homeostasis, back down to normal. And so I often see, besides people that are like, oh, they're having lung allergies and they smoke cigarettes,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
there's a one food in their diet that they just didn't realize was the one food, and when you take that out, all of a sudden their body just feels great and they stop responding to those
Oh,
allergens
how
quite strong.
interesting. Right. So I know people who have pretty heavy allergies and continue to smoke tobacco. But I didn't know like what is the connection? I mean, obviously they're bringing it into their respiratory system. That can't help anything, but
Right,
there's
well,
an actual reason too.
yeah, it's a level of toxin. Your body has registered that there's some kind of poison that has come into it, or some kind of stress. And this is, okay, everybody get up, come on, let's do it. Let's work now. We're going to clean this out. And if
Mhm.
you're just in a constant state of cleaning, it's like a maid that never gets a break. They're going to start breaking down eventually. They're not going to
Mhm.
get this corner clean today. And then you've got, the things that are associated with having like toxins in your body that are left there.
Mhm.
So.
So you mentioned, other kinds of toxins like Roundup and that kind of thing. And many of us growing up, those toxins were used all the time,
Yes.
and some continue to use them actually. So over long periods of time, if you remove that toxin, are we still able to kind of fix the system, or will those allergies always continue?
Well, I mean, I would have to say that's different for everybody. And it depends on the combination of things that you use. Are you just going to take out this class of foods and then expect your body to do all of the work? It might work. It might take a long time. It might take longer than you think it should take, and then you think it's not working.
Mhm.
Whereas if you combined some stress reduction and some herbs and maybe some breathing eucalyptus treatments, or,
Mhm.
other things that when you start adding those little tiny steps together is when you start getting like the vital force of the body being able to like really get something going.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I met a woman at the beginning of my schooling, and she was overweight and she had terrible seasonal allergies, and she just felt awful.
Mhm.
And I watched her get up in her apartment and go to the refrigerator and pour a giant glass of regular milk, cow milk. And
Oh,
she just chugged it. And I was like, milk makes a lot of mucus. There's a lot of, that response for mucus when you drink it. I was like, maybe you're just allergic to milk.
yeah.
I was like, you ever thought about just cutting out dairy for a while and seeing how you feel? She was like, oh, wow, I never thought about that. So she cut out dairy. After a week of not having any dairy, she was going outside. She was taking little tiny walks again. She was starting to feel some like vital force come back to her body. Over the next like 2 years, I didn't see her, but then I like saw her in a parking lot. I didn't even recognize her. And she came running up to me and she said, I've lost all this weight. And I was like, it's all because you told me I might be allergic to dairy. And I was just like, wow, like your
Wow.
entire life changed
Right.
because of that one statement, you know? And I thought that's
Hmm.
a testament to the fact that sometimes it's not really that hard to heal yourself.
Right. It's so profound. And yeah, the body's always working to heal itself, but sometimes, we need to remove something or make a change for it to really do its work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my husband when we started dating. His birthday is in the spring, and every year on his birthday, he would get sick. And I was like, well, and he was still smoking cigarettes. I had to nag him for quite a while to get him to quit. But I started using herbs with him,
Mhm.
and I think it was by the third year that a month before his birthday, like a whole month before his allergy season, we started drinking. I started having him drink this really strong cup of tea that had one of the main herbs, and it was cleavers. And
Mm.
cleavers is a lymphatic, it kind of drains your lymphatic system and it helps reducing snot. Anyway, as a lymphatic herb, it's really great for clearing out the mucus reactions and helping your body get over it. So he drank a full cup like every morning that full month before. And that year he got kind of like a tickle on his nose and like he could kind of feel it, but he felt fine. He
Mm.
didn't, his vital force didn't take, I mean, he was in bed for like a week, man,
Wow.
sick,
Mhm.
I mean, sick.
Right.
And wow, you didn't get really sick this year. Like that's a huge accomplishment. And a
Yes.
couple of years quitting cigarettes, like he doesn't have seasonal allergies anymore.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah. Well, you brought up a good point. So that happened over a period of time, right?
Yes.
And unfortunately, in the society we live in, people are always looking for this quick fix. So they'll go reach for the allergy pill that's going to
Right.
clear them up today so that they can kind of keep going. Does that actually help the body to heal itself and repair?
No, it's not actually addressing the reason the body needs to be healed. It's addressing the symptom that the body's giving you. And so, I mean, sometimes you need a little symptomatic relief, or you're going to end up in the hospital or the doctor, or you can't
Sure.
make it through really important whatever you've got going on. But that's like your band-aid that doesn't actually heal the reason you needed the band-aid in the first place.
Hmm.
So,
Right. Yeah, I think that's a really important point. It seems like, at least in my experience too, healing is a journey. We don't just heal anything overnight, really. Lifestyle changes and looking at sensitivities, all that stuff seems important to really address the real problem.
right. And in natural health, oftentimes when you start using different therapies or herbs, you'll go for something that helps you with the reason that you're feeling bad. And then you use something that helps you with the symptom of what you're feeling bad with.
Mhm.
So if you get the right combination of kind of treatment, prevention, and work all of those working together, then sometimes your first step you can actually feel a lot better.
Mhm.
So like the herb nettles is a common herb used in allergies. It helps you modulate the histamine response in the body. So anytime your body is pumping out that histamine as a result of an allergic reaction to something, then it helps to lower that. So drinking
Excellent.
nettles could be something that could help you just keep that histamine level kind of a little more in check so that you wouldn't be experiencing quite so many symptoms. That doesn't mean it stopped the reason you're having the histamine.
Mhm.
So that's more of like a symptomatic relief type of an herb.
Right. Right. That's important distinction. Thank you so much for that. So Jenny, this is all great information. How can people get in touch with you?
I can be reached via my website, naturaloffering.com. It's got my contact information on it. You can email me. I've got a natural offering page on Facebook as well and on Instagram. So I post some pictures and things around there. So you can check me out there too.
Excellent. Thanks so much for joining me again.
Thanks so much for having me. It's great talking to you.
You too.